The Woodstock Music and Art Fair, the 3-day Aquarian Exposition at White Lake and Bethel, New York, will give you uncomplicated, unhurried, calm days of peace and music.
In August 1969, thousands of people gathered at some dairy farm in Bethel, New York for 3 days of peace and music. It is a pivotal event in rock history, a legendary celebration of this music that ignites and unites us. Just a few months later, in February 1970, Black Sabbath released their self-titled debut. It is a little funny to think that the release of one album could be as historically important as a whole music festival. But how could it not? Black Sabbath are commonly credited as the fathers of heavy metal. This is technically not true, as you can see traces of heavy metal forming in artists like Screaming Jay Hawkins, Coven, Led Zeppelin, and even the Beatles. But Black Sabbath were the first band you could properly call metal. From there, metal started branching outward, inspiring millions around the world. 55 years later, the Godfathers of Metal staged one last show to bid farewell back where it all had started, in a small suburb in Birmingham. I don't necessarily mean to wax poetic, but I wanted to open this video like this because I don't know if we get how historic the Back to the Beginning farewell concert was. For those unaware, Back to the Beginning was a Black Sabbath concert held on July 5th at Villa Park in Aston, Birmingham. This was an event that lasted 10 hours with tons of guest bands and artists. If you didn't know about this, you don't listen to rock or metal because there's no way you could have been unaware this was happening. The lineup was crazy! Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Anthrax, Pantera, Gojira, Tool, Lamb of God, Hailstorm, and I haven't even gotten to the supergroups, yes, plural, which were led by Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. He was also the musical director for this whole event, by the way, and featured Steven Tyler, Billy Corgan, Sammy Hagar, Nuno Betancourt, Berman Reed, Chad Smith, Ronnie Wood, V from Ghost, and 2 from Sleep Token. We'd be here all day if I were to list everyone who performed at this concert. And after all of that, Ozzy Osbourne has a solo set, and then the rest of Black Sabbath comes out to close out the night. Something I learned because of my field of work is that, as consumers, we tend not to understand how much work goes into the entertainment we consume. I don't mean we don't know. We know there's a lot of work and effort that goes into these things. We are aware of it. What I mean is that we don't get it, you know? For example, I used to work making videos for a company that produces project management training courses and seminars for 4 years. The logistics of just trying to put this show together is giving me huge anxiety attacks. I want to impress upon you the scale of this project. From planning the event, booking and coordinating the guests, which include those who performed as well as those who are hosting the show in between sets, finding and booking the venue, dealing with whatever permits you need to get, building the stage, making sure everything's safe and functional, scheduling rehearsals, advertising, press releases. Oh, did I mention this was live streamed? Oh, I guess we gotta build a website to host a pay-per-view stream, which adds another layer of complication on that end since now we gotta process payments. Stage side, we have to find and hire a video production crew and a sound crew to capture the concert, make sure the infrastructure is strong, and be able to upload this stream worldwide. I haven't even mentioned the equipment! I bring all of this up because I wanted to highlight the work that usually goes into projects like these so that we don't forget to appreciate it. This concert has been in the making for 2 years, and after all of that, no wonder. There was a lot of hard work before and during the show to make this show a reality. Which leads me to what made me want to make this video. I genuinely don't think we'll ever have a moment like this again, in music in general. Access to the internet allowed the diversification and proliferation of specified interests, causing the gradual death of monoculture. And while I do think this kind of splintering is something that naturally happens in all communities, just within rock for example, metal was a subculture of rock when it first started until it grew to be its own thing with its own subcultures. Specialized online spaces accelerated these divisions by connecting more like-minded people, while also democratizing what they consumed. We don't have a central pillar of entertainment anymore. We all live in niches, and sometimes those niches overlap. Because of this, there is simply no band, artist, or musician that will ever have the sort of grip that those of yesteryear had. Black Sabbath is in an interesting position since they benefited from the rock monoculture that existed back then. And as pioneers of a new genre, they also amassed the following, admiration, and respect of many more people across cultures and generations. Obviously, we will have other great events that will reverberate through music history, but not like this. I opened this video talking about Woodstock because Woodstock was, or at least became, a celebration of rock, music, and culture. That's why it's an iconic event in history. Back to the Beginning, while explicitly a send-off to one of the most important bands in rock history, I don't think it's just a celebration of their legacy. Like Woodstock, Back to the Beginning became a celebration of the music itself. James Hetfield of Metallica said, "Without Sabbath, there would be no Metallica." And I think that is an apt microcosm of the rippling influence Black Sabbath had. So many musicians wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Sabbath. And consequently, because of their absence, many more would also not have picked up an instrument either. Black Sabbath lit a flame that had ripple effects all throughout the world, which gave birth to music that made us feel joy, made us cry, purge out rage, let us feel seen and understood, be an outlet, and be a support when we need it. Yeah, these are not exclusive qualities of metal. All genres of music are capable of resonating with people like that. But metal connected with people, with parts of people, that other songs just couldn't. That's why it became its own thing and how it built a whole community over the last 55 years. Like Woodstock, it was a celebration of the music. But unlike Woodstock, Back to the Beginning was the community gathering to say thank you. Black Sabbath came out to say thank you to us, the fans, and did this show where they first formed the band as a way to symbolically give back to the community. Also literally give back to the community, as the proceeds of this concert will be donated to Acorns Children's Hospice, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and the Cure Parkinson's Trust. And in their show of gratitude, we, the fans of Vela Park, those tuning in through the live stream, and the musicians who performed or sent pre-recorded performances, showed up to thank them for igniting the flame that burns so brightly in this community's heart. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I wrote and recorded this video before Ozzy's passing, and not everyone gets to say goodbye in the way they want to, but the Back to the Beginning concert, in my mind, was already a historic event. This being Ozzy's farewell was nothing short of a miracle. Heaven and hell blessed the Prince of Darkness with one last parting gift, and I have nothing much to add. He is missed, and he will be missed, but I know he is smiling. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this panegyric, and may His Majesty rest in peace.
I just want to say to you on behalf of the guys in Black Sabbath and myself, that your support over the years has made it all possible for us to live a lifestyle we live. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. I love you, we love you.